Good morning, friends and family. Well, it's garden tour Saturday, but I was out in the garden enjoying some quiet time and noticing how nice and lush everything's looking after all the rain we received. I'm out on the patio and I'm checking on my little mouse ears. I had the mother plant here, and yes, I divided them. I divided this plant while it was blooming, and that is not recommended, though they seem to be doing good, because I divided these about 6 days ago while they were starting to bloom. Though you should really divide them either early spring or in the fall, but they seem to be surviving okay. Sometimes it's now or never. But they seem to be doing good. Aren't they so pretty? A little sunny on them right now. This is the west side of the house. I'm a little surprised that the sun is getting right now. And I see the other hostas are all blooming. And I don't mind the hosta blooms, but for some reason I'm thinking of cutting the ones here that are on the patio. I've planted some impatiens. And here I have some lantana that I thought was going to outgrow the marigolds, but the marigolds doing beautifully in this pot. Some snapdragons, and I have some more seeds in here. I'm hoping that they'll come up. But I love the snapdragons. This is that mosquito plant, citronella. I potted that up yesterday. I think he's going to be happy here. Oh, and I did divide another hosta. I put that here, and that seems to be doing good too. There's lots of hostas here that really could be divided, and I'm going to wait until the fall to do that. There's so many doubles. I can't believe the price of hostas these days when it's so easy to grow them and propagate them or divide them. Now my rose trellis fell over in the last storm. I have to fix that. You can see it's all tilted. But I get to enjoy the roses that are on the top of the trellis. They're just so pretty. There's one buried in, really going to town in there. Having a grand old time. He's camera shy. So let's see what else is blooming back here. Oh, this is the hardy geranium, but this one is the chocolata. It has the darker leaves. And I think I like that. I want to get more of the ones with the darker leaves, because this garden is just like a sea of green when things aren't blooming. So I would like to get some more of that chocolata color. I like that. The other hardy geranium I have is here. And you can see these leaves are a lighter color. The flowers are very similar. And in the middle here is the penstemon blooming. And you can see the astelbe is blooming. I have astelbe to the left. You can see that. And some to the right. But they're not fully bloomed yet, so you really can't tell what's going on with those. Okay. The veronica is bloomed, and the fern-like tick seed, Coreopsis tick seed, and the butterfly weed. We have some daylilies and echinacea purple coneflower. And this is the milkweed. It's getting bigger. Such an interesting plant. So here along the edge is the verbena, doing beautifully. Clusters of little flowers, so pretty. So those are along the edge here also. And I do have this bindweed everywhere. Oh my goodness. And look, I think that's a foxglove back there, or the tobacco plant. Speaking of tobacco plants, let's go to the back garden. I want to show you a few things there. Here's one right here. Now I had planted one last year back there and it went to seed, and now I have all these growing up, popping up here. And I don't think I mind that. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about that, but I don't want it to completely take over this garden area. So in this spot I had planted the crocosmia Lucifer. I fell in love with this crocosmia Lucifer plant from watching Diane's video, Diane from to-earthgardener. And I purchased, something just very similar to this, but I think it only had 2 plants in the bucket. So I planted it here in the fall after it had bloomed for me in my container. And it was doing fine in the fall, but I think from our harsh winter and the downpours, torrential rain that we get, it eroded the soil away from the corms that it grows from, and these were exposed when I found them this spring. So I did cover them a little bit, but they just never came back. So they kind of rotted out. As you can see, they're just all dried up and rotted out. Very soft. But since I'm so in love with that plant, I bought another bucket. So I'm going to plant this again in the same spot, but I am going to protect it from our harsh winter and the torrential downpours that we get in the spring, to make sure that the soil doesn't erode and uncover all the tender corms that are in here. It's not time for these to bloom yet, so I think I have time to get them into this spot, which I'm going to do later today when things cool off a little bit. It's pretty warm out here. So let's just keep our fingers crossed that I do better with these this time around. But I have some liatris coming up here, and I covered it because the rabbit's eating it. See? Got to save one. So a nice tall cloche is helping that one, and another one over here. You see how they nibble that right down? They don't do it on the ones in the other gardens, just back here, because this is where they hang out and feel safer back here. There's lots of coverage for them. But this garden is, a garden in making. Oh, and look, I have some blooms here. This is the Bobo hydrangea, I believe. It's nice. And the other star of this garden is the Oh So Easy Italian Ice Rose. This is a dwarf rose. So pretty. Just love those colors. And look at my creeping Jenny. It's blooming. I've had creeping Jenny for years, and just last year they started blooming for me. I don't know if it's the variety or the location, but they're very pretty petals. So hashtag Garden Tour Saturday, hosted by Grandma Sandy. Co-host Pat from Pat's Garden Life. And Lisa, growing on Vancouver Island. And the other collaboration is with Janita from Janita's BF Well Wishes Garden. Hashtag let's share our plant success or disaster stories. Here's some nice volunteers. Aren't they pretty? Oh, and check this Japanese plant. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I just love how it gets the nice red new foliage. The baptisia that I planted earlier is just staying the same, which is better than not doing well. And the other baptisia is I don't know if it's a disaster story, it's just a mystery. What the heck happened to it? It was such a beautiful bush. And now look what happened to this. It's like at all the joints here, all rotted. I don't know what happened to this plant. It was such a beautiful bush and it was doing so well in the spring. These hydrangeas are blooming. This is just like one bloom. I'll have to fertilize that, I think. This one's gonna get a lot of blooms. It does see more shade. And this one has nice purple blooms over here. These are back. I wish I knew what these were. But I'm gonna go make some iced tea and sit back on the patio, enjoy some relaxing patio time. I hope everybody's having a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for visiting.